Welcome to Let's Talk Books Unscripted. Alright, welcome back. I think this is episode 32. That sound real?
Or 33?
Yeah.
It's
one of those episodes.
I think it might be 33.
So we had a
We'll
very...
have it correct whenever I post this for us.
It's Friday night. It's about 8 o'clock. We're sharing a beer, and we had a really successful book day today.
Yeah.
Katie got a book in the mail. Katie went to the used bookstore earlier. And then we both went to a used book sale after work.
Yeah.
And we got
We scored.
We got a lot of books here that we're going to go through pretty quickly. One was new, but the rest were all used, which is pretty cool.
Well, the one new one was free, actually.
Yeah.
So that's
So I think looking at all these books,
it's an advanced reader copy.
We spent a total of $32.
Yeah,
So
not bad.
Once you see
how many,
you'll be impressed.
Counted it up, but we can maybe have a tally.
You guys can count in the comments or something.
And then we do have a few here.
We're just
gonna
gonna
touch on briefly.
Yeah, touch briefly on some of our progress, and then we're gonna dig right into the book haul.
Yes.
Because it's a doozy. We want to make sure we get through it and not last an hour.
We'll save this one for the end because then I can kind of dive into the one that comes after that.
Yeah.
So if you want to, or we can both.
Yeah, so we'll dig quickly into the book we talked about last week and the one we're discussing in our virtual book club this Sunday. So if you're in the book club, we're excited for that Sunday night. And it's going to be great. We both finished a book, and
We Used to Live Here.
We Used to Live Here by Mark. Do you know how to say it?
I don't want to mess it up. I feel like I've been saying
I've been saying Klewer.
I think I would pronounce it Kluwer, but I don't know.
But regardless, excellent author. Really. So
this is a debut novel.
First book.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And he's actually a stop motion creator, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. So this apparently started off as like a short story or something. And because I was I was reading about it after he finished it up last night. So I was just kind of doing a deep dive into where it all began. Because then I was seeing that they wanted to make it a Netflix movie. So it is coming eventually. I hope sooner rather than later. But I saw that they optioned it for film, that's the phrasing they use, in 2021. And I said to Corey, I'm like, but this book just published in June. So I was very confused. I guess they loved his short story version of it, that they already wanted to make it into a movie. So that's when he got the editor's go ahead or whatever to extend it. So he made it a longer version into an official novel. Blake Lively's going to star in the movie adaptation, so I will definitely be watching it.
Yeah. I was starting to see her as
the
character
now that we know she's
as I was reading it and just imagining it. But this book is really
messed up.
Really crazy.
Gets in your head. And
we won't talk too much about it because we'll talk a lot on book club.
And we want to we'll do a joint book review on it too. But
the crazy part is it's really a lot of things happen and not a lot gets resolved.
But it sounds like, according to the acknowledgments at the end of the book from the author, it sounds like this is going to be just part of a series. So I think there's at least one more book coming.
Maybe
and I
two.
hope it's sooner rather than later, because it's just all these loose ends are not tied up.
Literally nothing got answered, but
I think the book is supposed to be confusing. He even said that.
That's the point. So we were discussing it after I finished it.
Things are left up to interpretation, so I think that it can be infuriating as a reader, but I think it's also genius from an author's perspective. I get it, because then everybody can kind of perceive it differently. That's why I'm really excited for our chat, because I think some people would probably pick out something that someone else didn't notice. Another fun thing about this book, which is not a spoiler, the author even talks about it in interviews and stuff if you're to look it up, but there's Morse code in this book. So if you like to solve puzzles and stuff like that, it's pretty cool. I literally used the Notes app on my phone that so between the chapters, there's these little documents and it just adds to the experience of the story. But there are hidden messages within these documents, and then at the end there's literally Morse code, so you have to go figure out what the message says, and so by the end of the book you have a full sentence about something in the book, and I won't give that away.
The message doesn't help much. But this is
Yeah.
a really good book club book because it's going to create a lot of good discussion. And I really liked it, even though a lot of this stuff didn't get resolved. Just the whole vibe of the book is really eerie.
It just like it did give me literal chills a couple different times.
Yeah, there was one point last week when I was reading it when Katie was gone, where I finished a chapter and immediately went to the back door and made sure it was locked, because it was just that weird, and it just seemed so realistic. I mean, it got less realistic further it went on.
Yeah.
But really good book, really gripping. The pacing is really quick. Chapters are fairly short.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of characters, so it's pretty good book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It will make you feel a little uneasy. I will say that.
But I wouldn't say it's absolutely terrifying. Like, I think I've read things that freaked me out more. Like, I don't know. Like, I was able to read it at night and go to sleep.
It wasn't that horrific.
Everybody's threshold is different, so.
I was imagining a little scarier, but I definitely was uneasy reading it. Pretty much the whole book. It's pretty much nonstop, just creepy from start to finish. So we're excited to talk about this one in our book club, and check it out. I mean, get this one read this season, because if you can find
get
it,
your hands on it,
and if you can read it, definitely do it. It's like
try it on
310
audio
pages.
If it's harder to get.
We heard the audio was really good too.
Yeah.
So
definitely worth a read.
it's a doozy. We're going to be discussing this one a lot, because once you read a book with your partner, you get to discuss. It's like a mini book club.
And then let's see. You want to talk about that?
So, I finished that book, and I finished our other book club book The Lives of Puppets. So now I'm going to focus on the book I started before those book club books, and I'm only going to read it. This is it. I'm not going to start any more books till I finish Misery, okay? Because I've been talking about this book forever, and I keep putting it on back burner to read the book club books. But now that's it. I'm going to focus on this one. I want to read it, and I want to watch the movie like a Halloween or something, like maybe on the 30th or 31st. Because, yes, I got to get this done before the end of the month. So I'm only going to read this one, and after I finish this book, I said I can start 2 new books. But I'm not starting any more books, because I'm going to focus strictly on this book, crank it out, and then I can start 2 new books. Because I feel like I've been reading this book for like forever. I mean, I haven't, but it's felt like it.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm halfway through, and I've been halfway through for like a week.
Longer than that.
Weeks.
You have not touched that book in a while.
Multiple weeks. So it's time to just get this one finished up, and it is the season.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start The Secret History, and then I'll reveal which book I'm going to start next.
In addition to that one?
Yeah, so I'll like reveal. So it'll be Secret History and then another mystery book. Okay. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be edge of your seat.
And then I wanted to touch on this one, because I know I talked about it, I think, on our last one. I was maybe almost done with it, I want to say. I think I shared that it was taking me a long time to read it. And again, not because I was not enjoying it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. When in Rome by Sarah Adams. So this is now the second book that I read by her. And it is the first one in her Rome series. But I read Practice Makes Perfect first, and that one comes second. So confusing you a little bit here, but I've heard a lot of people did the same thing, that they read the second one and then went back to this one. George, don't knock over our camera system.
Our dog is here. You can see his snout.
But yeah, I would say between the two, I enjoyed Practice Makes Perfect more, but I still really loved this one. And I don't think it ruined my reading experience to do it that way. I know that the author suggests reading them in order, but I wasn't confused or anything like that. It just, had some crossover characters and stuff, but very cute. It takes place in Rome, Kentucky, not to be confused with Rome, Italy. So small town, slow burn romance. Very cute. If you are a Sarah Adams fan, let me know. But then that's a good segue into this giant bag we have on the floor. I got her newest book that does not release officially until January. So I'm super excited. This is the third one now in the Rome, Kentucky series. All I did was email the publisher, and I was like, hey, I'm a Sarah Adams fan. I can't wait for her new book. I'm like, I would love the chance to read it, like get a physical copy, before it publishes, and shared like my follower count on Instagram and stuff, because I didn't know if that was important. So first of all, I wasn't even expecting them to respond, period. And then they responded and they were like, yeah, where should we send it? And so I had seen Sarah Adams, I follow her on Instagram, post like, oh, my ARCs are here. And I said to Corey, I was like, I wonder if that means I'm going to get mine. And I didn't know. I was like, because I had asked kind of a while ago before the physical ARCs were available. So I was like, they probably forgot. They said they'd send one and maybe they won't send one. But it was a really nice surprise. So happy Friday to me. It's called Beg, Borrow, or Steal. It does come out officially on January 7th of 2025. So this is I want to say enemies to lovers. Rivals to lovers is what they describe it as. So yeah, it'll be crossover characters for sure. But yeah, I'm like in love with this cover too. It's so fun. I think originally this book wasn't supposed to publish till February, and then her pub date got moved up to January, so that's really exciting for her. But I was going to read a different one of her books, and now I'm like, I think this one's going to come next for me, because I'm really, really anxious. I'll probably actually start it tonight, even though I have lots of other books going, but that's nothing new. So this was the fun one that came that was free. George, you're going to have to move, dude, or you're going to knock over our camera.
He's getting in here today.
Okay, so you gotta stop petting him because that's part of the problem.
I can't help it, he's so cute.
He doesn't granted, it is hard to stop petting him because he doesn't really allow it.
Let's dig into the books.
And then,
so we'll share these quickish.
Here.
So the first two we got.
I just did a quick stop at
Didn't you get 3 books there?
What?
Did you get 3 books?
The third book was a children's book.
Okay.
for our
Should
littlest.
we show it?
No, I don't know where it is. It's on the coffee table. We don't need to show it.
We've talked about it in the past. We have a local bookstore. It's called The Bookstore. So Katie's mom actually left some book. She was going to donate some books.
And she was like, Katie, do you want to just do it? And then I said, actually, that'd be great because I can take them to the bookstore and then you get in-store credit. So the way they do it there is the one bummer is you cannot use it for new books. So it's a bookstore that has new and used books. So it's great. Most of the books there are used. They have a much smaller selection of new anyway. But it would be nice to be able to put it towards, new books. But I get it because you're bringing in used books. So then you get to put it towards used books. And then it's like half off. So like if a book is $8 used, you can put your credit towards it, but it will only cover $4 of it. But it's still a good deal. I mean, the book is already cheap and then you get half off.
It's a sweet deal.
So I was able to get a book for him and a book for me and then a children's book for like $11. So that was not bad at all. So I picked up The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hildebrand, I think is how you say it. I have a few other books by her and I've only read one so far. It's part of like her Winter Storm series or something. And I was planning to try to read the rest of them like this winter. I kind of wanted to be able to do that. And I really enjoyed it. The book really reminded me of like the movie The Family Stone. So if you've watched that, I was like family drama, wintertime. I liked it, and a lot of people like her as an author. So I do have some of her other like summary ones. And this one, if you've seen, it's been kind of going around. It's a Netflix show now. So I'm having FOMO, and this is like longer, and it's all the summer vibes. So I might have a really hard time reading this soon, but I kind of want to because it would be really hard for me to watch the show without reading the book first. But so I thought I'd pick it up. It was a good find. It's in pretty good shape. And then I grabbed the one that Corey's holding with him in mind. So I'll probably read it too. But
yeah. So Katie, I was at work when she went to the bookstore, so she texted me and said she got me a present. I mean, I knew it was a book, and I think halfway through the day I checked her stories on Instagram, and she showed off her books, and I was like, it's so funny because when we were at the bookstore, I was gonna get that book.
He was eyeing it up a different time that we were there, and just
this book
grab it.
here, Family Trust by Kathy Wang. It's a family drama, and it kind of deals with family and death and. It's comparable to like Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah. It says on the back, somebody reviewed it. But it seems kind of funny and charming, and they're kind of fighting over who gets the trust, the family money. And I don't know, it just seems like it's right up my alley. I'm really into family drama. I don't know why. Maybe because my family is drama. So
all of us do, right? We all do.
Who doesn't?
Just different drama.
She grabbed me this book. Yeah. I thought it was funny. I was like, I totally was checking this out last time we were there, so
hooked him up.
Clearly knows what I'm into.
And then we can try to.
Let's dig in. So the next couple we're gonna show,
a lot,
are from the book sale we went to. So it was a used book sale it was kind of the benefit.
We went to it last year as well and got some pretty good books.
This was actually their 87th year doing this sale.
So I don't know where we were prior to last year because we only discovered it last year.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. All, they had a huge selection of books. They were all donated. All the books pretty much were $2. Mm-hmm. There were some premium books that were a little more expensive.
Less than that.
But yeah, $2, hardcovers or paperbacks. And they had like fiction and they had mass market paperbacks, nonfiction, and all this stuff.
Pretty good variety. They're doing it for like the next couple of weekends. And so I think for sure I want to go back next weekend because then on Saturday it's like half price. So and they'll keep like restocking. They have so many that they can pull more out as inventory moves out. So I definitely want to go at least one more time.
So all the books we're going to show were from that sale. Mm-hmm. I think we spent $21 total there. So this one is called Black Buck. I think I have heard of it before because it looked really familiar to me when I grabbed it, and it has it has a sticker on it. It's not like just on the book. It's the sticker. I'll have to get that off of there. But it's Jenna approved, so it's a read with Jenna choice. There's nothing like a black salesman on a mission. So it is black author Mateo. Oh gosh, I don't want to botch his last name, but he's right here in the back of the book. When was this one published? I don't know. Let me see the name.
2021.
Mateo. Oh, wow.
That's a tricky one, so I don't really want to mess it up. But for fans of Sorry to Bother You and The Wolf of Wall Street, a blazing satirical debut novel about a young man given a shot at stardom as the lone black salesman at a mysterious cult-like and wildly successful startup where nothing is as it seems. I think you would probably like this too. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I don't know when I will read it, but I'm really intrigued by it for sure. So, and it was funny because we were adding it all up, and I had like $22 with me total.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, is there?"
They only take cash,
and I'm like,
it's only cash only.
So like we were like, I didn't want to be stressed and be up there and being like, "Oh, I have to put one back," and it's embarrassing. So we ended up like with enough. I had like $3 left, and I did really want this one, and I had put it back. So I ran back to the table and picked it back up again. And was able to get it. So yeah, I think you'd probably like that also.
This looks great. Mm-hmm. I'll add it to my pile.
And then these two, very different here. I'm trying to collect all of the Harry Potter books so that when my kids are ready to actually sit through and listen to them, which I feel like might be a while yet, because our kids just don't do great with read-alouds yet, and I'd like them to get there. I hope so. And right now, I am actually doing a reread of the books through audiobook. So I originally read them physically, but ages ago. So I'm now listening on audio, and I'm on book 2. So that's been really fun. But no, I'm collecting all of the physical copies now. So we have books 1, 2, 3, and now we're gonna have 5 and 6. But I need 4. And I feel like there's a 7th too. I'm pretty sure. This one is like, holy smokes, I forgot how big this book is. So now we have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and then the Half-Blood Prince. So yeah, I had to grab these. They're not in the greatest condition ever, but I don't really care. I mean, especially if my kids do get into them someday and they're going to read them. I mean, they're going to get wear and tear on them anyway. And for $1 a piece.
All the ones we have are pretty worn out.
They're all pretty worn out. I think actually one of them I even found in a little free library. So like I got it completely for free.
They were well loved.
Yeah, they were well loved. So I'm excited. I still need to find book 4. So I'm sure we'll find it at some point.
We've been finding them as we go.
Yeah, been kind of fun.
Because it's kind of a collection to someday.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, grab those. And then
what's next?
This was a good one.
So this was a score. Because I was just talking about this book recently. I'm like, that Christmas horror book?
Like a Christmas thriller.
And she's like, yeah, I remember it because we saw it at the bookstore.
Yeah.
And so Katie found it at the sale.
$2.
Look at this.
And it's a pristine
so
hardcover.
It's called Christmas
once.
Presents. Mm-hmm. A perfect mix of thrills and chills to delight any suspense reader. So this book, I don't know.
Instead of cozy vibes.
Look at how cute and little it is. And this is really good condition book. So this,
it would have cost
I think
us
at the
almost
bookstore,
$30 probably.
So it's, correct.
Brand new. Yeah.
A true crime podcaster unwraps a bookseller's dark past in this chilling holiday mystery from a master. So I don't know. It just
and it has a really cool cover.
I mean, can you imagine a Christmas mystery horror?
Might ruin Christmas for you a little bit. I don't know. But I'm planning to read it this Christmas season.
I think this was probably the best score from because this.
it's
mean,
in like really good
did
shape.
they even read
I
it?
know,
Like this?
did they just be like, oh, never mind?
I mean, it's
It looks
still
it's
like
not even broken
super crispy. Like look at this.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of the best scores. And people probably don't really know this book yet.
But we had both seen it, so
maybe
it was
it'll
already on my
become
radar.
popular like after Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Or we'll try to make it popular. But pick this one up. Let's read it together because I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't beat the premise of a Christmas horror.
Yeah, that's cool. And then Corey spotted this one for me. I've had my eye on it for a long time and just haven't grabbed it. I saw this movie a long time ago, Room. And I feel like I've mentioned this a bunch, but for like the longest time when I wasn't as big of a reader as I am now, I think I was more indifferent about the whole like watching something before I read it. Or it's just, and it still even happens to me to this day, that if I'm not aware that it was a book and I watch something, then I do get kind of mad or sad because I'm like, I didn't know. I would have read it first. But this was one where, yes, I saw the movie a long time ago, and I don't think I knew it was a book. But I am excited to go back. I shouldn't even say excited. If you've seen the movie or read the book, it's a pretty grisly premise and very disturbing, actually. So I don't know that excited is the right word, but I would like to go back and read the book. The movie was definitely difficult to watch for a lot of reasons, but yeah, it doesn't have like a short premise here, and I don't really want to read the entire thing, but the summary, I mean, I feel like it's a mom and her son are like basically in a one-room prison. Like they get put there, and I don't remember by who, because it was just such a long time ago that I saw the movie. But if you've seen the movie or read the book, let me know. It looks like it's not too long of a book. I don't know how soon I will get to it, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it was a good score, because again, like $2, and this one is in pretty good shape too.
Yeah, not too bad.
And yeah, I think part of the reason I've put off buying it too is because I haven't found this version. Like, I've seen the, whatever they call it, the movie where like the dust, or like the movie cover is the movie poster, and I don't like having those. I like to have like the original. Yeah,
this is a pretty.
So it's pretty good shape.
This is kind of a good book to have.
To just have,
especially for the price and to get that edition of it.
So we grabbed that one.
All right, so what do we got here? So this was one that Katie.
I wasn't even sure I wanted to read, but I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so all like the books, they're lined up with the bindings out, so you can only see the bindings and the author, and they're kind of sorted by alphabetical order, but
also not.
But like
people are putting them.
I was trying to figure out how they had them like
probably.
sorted as like.
Pull it out and look.
And it was not making sense to me, but Katie saw this one, was like, is that?
Oh, I'm like, it
is because you can see this that says the chain, and
it's the cover.
We pulled it out like, yes, this is the one. So,
our friend KK, who I've talked about before, who has a YouTube channel, but her, whatever you call it, Instagram handle, and I think on YouTube is Where's My Library Card, and she's hilarious. And she has her own virtual book club, and this was the book that they just read, I think, for like their last one. And I didn't join in because, I already have, an in-person book club, and I started my own virtual book club, but I was just like, you have a blast. I wish I could, like, do this one too, but I've already got chapters. And when I heard the premise of it, I was like, I don't know if I want to read this, because I'm a parent, and so...
Really creepy.
I don't know if you'd know about this book, but it has a very disturbing premise. However, I'm so intrigued now because, she did it as a book club choice, and then I found it, and I was like, I feel like I need to buy it for $2.
It says this book is Jaws for parents.
Yeah.
This nightmare story is incredibly propulsive and original. You won't shake it for a long time. I mean, it's just, but yeah. And this is another really good condition book.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just saying there's really short chapters.
I gotta grab it.
But yeah, it's just like one of those books.
So I guess I'm gonna commit to reading it.
Is that the one? It's like, so we gotta get it, but maybe we'll hold off till like maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe it won't be.
Or if I need something creepy like in January or something.
Yeah.
But that was a fun.
That was a good find.
It was just like it's fun finding these books. It's like
Yeah. All right, we have a couple more. Okay. Here. You can do that one. Okay, this one. This was an excellent find as well. So they have a special spot, like kind of towards the front, where it's like all the books on that table are marked a little higher. And I think it's probably because they're like, the books are pretty much brand new. Like, I mean, I am shocked that I got, what book was that we were talking about? Oh, that Christmas one for $2. Because I'm like, it looks like somebody literally didn't even read it. And that's, I feel like, the case with this one too. So this is in really nice shape. It's got such a gorgeous cover. And I haven't heard a ton about it, but I have seen it around on, you know, the social media. That's what I'm looking for. All the different ones, you know.
Socials.
Yes, the socials. There we go. Platforms. That was the word I was looking for. Words.
So this one is premium.
Yeah, premium at $4 instead of, it's like the little, $4 instead of $2. So this is by Alice Hoffman. If you're not familiar, she wrote the Practical Magic series, which I still need to read. I actually do not have those books, but I'd like to read them. I have one other book by her, but this one is called The Invisible Hour. So maybe you've seen it around. It has like a stunning cover. I don't know how well you can tell, like me just showing you, but like the writing on here is raised, and like it's just got it's really pretty. Kristen Hanna, who's a super popular author, gives like her little stamp of approval on it too, and it's like really
this
short.
Book is like
it's in really great shape. So for $4, I mean, yeah.
And the paper is like kind of interesting.
There's a name for that when they do that to the edges of pages, and I can't.
I like it.
Does anybody know what that's called?
Yeah, this is a nice book.
But yeah, let's see. Christina says, a fantastic mystical journey that celebrates the joy and power of reading and dares to believe in the impossible. So I'm sorry, any book about books and reading, normally I want to read it.
And Kristen Hanna said it was good.
Oh, and Stephen King even says something about it too. I was immediately immersed in The Invisible Hour. It's a wonderful story of love and growth, but it's also a narrative engine of great power. Alice Hoffman is wonderful on stories and writing.
What a guy.
From the beloved New York Times bestselling author of The Marriage of Opposites and the Practical Magic series comes a novel about a fierce heroine whose life is saved by a book and its author, even though they live hundreds of years apart. So, I don't know. It seems like a really cool, like, magical read.
I mean, you had to pay up the $4 for that one.
Yeah. But I'm excited.
So we're excited to go back next week, and we'll see what else we can
see
find.
See what other gems. You have to dig. If you've ever been to a book sale, like, you have to be patient. And that was hard because we brought our children with us tonight. So we're already, like, trying to plan ahead for, like, if we can go again, we really need to try to find one of the grandparents to watch the kids so that, like, we can be more focused, because you'll miss things. And, like, I almost missed that Christmas book because I, like, went back and I didn't see it, like, on my first pass through. So you have to, like, really be, it's almost like a puzzle.
And they don't have them sorted well, so you got to check every section. And because they don't really know. There's
be like laser focused.
Yeah, I was even looking in some of the nonfiction, because there was stuff mixed in that shouldn't have been there. Yeah. But we're gonna go back next week, next Saturday.
It's kind of fun, you know. Like
and everything's gonna be $1.
Yeah.
And they're gonna add new stuff. There's actually the weekend after that, they're actually doing a $5 for a bag.
It's like fill your bag.
And then I think the Sunday of that week, everything's free. So there won't be much left, but maybe we'll still go back and grab some stuff. But it's hard to turn down. Those are fun sales. If you like look in your neighborhood for like Friends of Library sales or used book sales, or because I mean, people donate. People are really generous.
This is like this Alice Hoffman book is a newer book, and it was there for $4. I mean, like, you're not gonna find a ton of like brand new releases, but you still might find like newer books, or you really might run into something where somebody probably literally read this one time and then they donated.
Yeah, so we kind of missed the boat a little bit yesterday because it
started yesterday.
Started yesterday at 9. And I heard on the radio that
like later than that.
I heard on the radio that they had 300 people come before like middle of the day, so like they probably got all the really good stuff. So we're still
think we did get some stuff.
We're saying in the future we gotta start coming to these sales, like we gotta be one of those people like waiting in line
like the crazy people.
I'm sure it was crazy, but they probably found some really good stuff. All right, so one more. So the next one is my nostalgic pick. I'm starting to buy his books as I find them, and I'm trying to find them all similar laid out, like the hardcover with the shiny binding. So I'm still really looking for the Jurassic Park book by Michael Crichton. But I did find this one, Prey, which I think is a pretty good score. I used to read all of his books when I was in middle school, so I'm starting to find them again. I found I have a couple now. But I'm
look, it has the pages like that. Like
but I'm
this
still
book.
really looking for this kind of edition of Jurassic Park. So if you have it, please send it to me. I need it. I will give you a shout out in the next video. But so this was he had a couple of his books, but this was probably the best one I could find. I'm wondering if maybe they had Jurassic Park yesterday and someone snatched it up because it's becoming really popular. And I've noticed it's hard to find. That's why when I find it, I'm going to be very, very excited. But this one was a pretty good score. So I'm trying to collect his books. I mean, will I ever read them? Hopefully, but I also just want to have them because I've read a lot of them. Like I said,
it's a shelf trophy.
Yeah, and this one's in not bad shape. And these are older books, so like to find them in pretty good condition. I mean, the copy of The Lost World I found actually had the last used book sale I went to was a score. I think that one was $1, or maybe it was at $2. But so those are the scores. So how many books was that? Did we get there?
I know we should
Quite a few. I mean, I have 4 here.
Because that was at the bookstore, but at the sale, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 8. I thought there were more, but I guess like the kids got
That's
stuff.
right.
But that's right.
So
yeah,
8 books.
I mean,
Yeah, the kids stuff was $3.
the kids stuff was $3.
So the 8 books were $18.
It's not bad.
That is not bad
Mm-hmm.
for 8 pretty
I
good,
think,
mostly hardcover
but
books. So
pretty good.
I'm happy with it. So maybe when we go back next week, maybe we'll show them off.
Yeah.
When we get there too, if anyone's interested.
And then I have to share another update because I was talking about like how that's a shelf trophy for you. I feel like I'm gonna want to have more of those because I decided to get myself a Kindle. I feel like we've talked about this so much on here that we're physical book readers primarily, and I've waited so long to get one because I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, but I will say, ever since I got one, and I have it all cute with my stickers on here, now I got a case, and I've had it for like, it's like, and it always has like these little like screensavers. I've had it for what, a week now or something ish.
About a week.
And there's my like little library, and I've been using it, almost daily. So it's just another book or form of reading that I'm adding to my repertoire. And repertoire isn't the right word, I don't know, but like
library.
It's just all I've done is made things exponentially worse for myself, really. Because then I'm still reading physical books. Now I've got something on here. Of course, I'm listening to audiobooks. It's a whole mess. But my primary reason for wanting one finally was so that I can read ARCs better, because I was reading them on my phone and I was getting to the point where that was really annoying.
Not ideal.
We all know I'm going to use it for other books that are not ARCs. So I've already been doing that too. But yeah, it was cool because it came with, like with my purchase, it came with 3 months of Kindle Unlimited. And I'm probably going to want to keep that because I know I shared at one point that I'm going to part ways with Book of the Month at the end of this year. So that'll be one less book subscription, and Kindle Unlimited is less than that. So I'm thinking like it still would probably be worth it. So if you use a Kindle, let us know. And if you appreciate having Kindle Unlimited, if you use it. But I'm also going to try to keep like finding, I still have to go on and do that, like where I can connect Libby to it, like I use with my phone, because I use Libby for audiobooks through my phone, but then I can also get ebooks from the library. Yeah. So instead of checking out physical books from there, I could do it with my Kindle, and then that's free. So that's another way to like use my Kindle as well. But yeah, so my initial thoughts are I'm liking it so far. I'm glad that I decided to get one. I will say this until the day I die, though, that my very favorite way of reading will always be a physical book, because I just love I love holding a physical book in my hands. You just really can't beat it. But there's the convenience factor here. And yeah, it's like it's not hard on your eyes.
This would fit nice in my book pants.
Right? There you go. It's a little smaller.
Maybe we should do a book pants Kindle edition.
Yeah. So. But yeah, got it with I got it on
I was surprised
Prime
how heavy
Day,
it is. It's very bulky.
Yeah, it is kind of, even though it's small.
Yeah. So.
So yeah, I liked all the stickers. I got a whole bunch of them, more than I really needed, but I let the kids like dig into them and use them for whatever too.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
if you want some stickers, let us know.
yeah, I could just could send you
drop
some.
a comment or a like that you want
You
some
want some
sticks
stickers
if you're still
for your
watching, because
Kindle or laptop.
they're
Or
pretty
whatever.
cute. I took a bunch of stickers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them,
Yeah, but they were ones that I thought he would like. I just I don't know what he's gonna do with them.
Manly book stickers, is that a thing? I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron, but just kidding. So yeah, it's funny. I don't know. Recently, we were saying we were gonna maybe take like a pause on buying books, and it's just like
whoopsies.
It's turned into just like buying more. So
it's just like, but it's hard to pass up a
maybe
book.
we'll take a pause. Like if I say a used book sale, I'm not really counting that. It's like.
I know, because I had to give him crap. When
It's
I was
just
like, remember how you said
invite.
like I was basically not allowed to buy anything else between now and the end of the year, and I'm like, I think you meant maybe not brand new, but no, the ones that I do plan on getting for sure before the end of the year, if I don't get anything else besides like my book subscriptions or whatever, are 2 Geneva Rose books. I know I've shared how much I love her. So she has like a special edition that I think officially comes out next month. I've been really wanting to pre-order it because pre-orders do really help authors, but if I might not pre-order it, I might just like wait till it comes out, but she is releasing a special collector's edition of The Perfect Marriage, and I like need it because it's amazing, and it has like bonus content in it, and so I'm gonna want that, and it'll match her newest book then, God bless
Excuse
you,
me.
coming out in April of next year. So it's the sequel, The Perfect Divorce. And so then the 2 of them will match. They're like really awesome hardcover.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
With like, I think sprayed edges. I'm pretty sure both of them have that. I could be wrong, but they look really awesome. So like, yeah, I kind of need those on my shelf.
If you haven't read one of her books yet, just pick one up. Anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one, honestly, because they're great.
We're like best friends since we met her and her husband now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we gotta support our best friends. So.
Yeah.
Just read any of her books. You'll be hooked in.
I think that's it.
Yeah, good episode.
We've rambled a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what day it'll end up being next week, but we'll be on with another episode, and I think the one after that then would be another live episode. So we'll have to kind of figure out what
I don't know what episode. Is this 33? I don't know.
I think it's
but
the 33rd.
Whenever 35th episode is, we'll be live again.
Yes.
And we're gonna try to go live on a Friday night.
We'll try to, but the next one we will not.
Which will work
because I will be gone, out of town, so we'll have to do it earlier in the week for that one. But yes, we would love it if we are available on a Friday night to do it, because that maybe works. Works better.
Or it could be a Sunday. People, but maybe a Saturday or Sunday would be fine too.
Yeah.
But
either way, you can still go back and watch it later too if you cannot tune in live. But it is really fun if you can, because our first one was very well attended and lots of chatting back and forth and stuff. So.
Yeah. Drop some comments if you want some stickers. Drop some love just because you want to. And like and subscribe and share this with your family.
Yes.
Because we're still trying to get those watch hours in.
And let us know what books you have grabbed recently.
Yeah.
If you've gone to a really cool book sale, or just done an Amazon order, or if you've just gotten some book mail. If you ever get books for free like I do sometimes, it's pretty sweet to get some from publishers. It doesn't happen to me all the time, but I'd be giddy if it started happening even more. So yeah.
That would be ideal.
So let us know.
All right, see you guys.